think.
Oh, don't you look good? Why is this there?
I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just how this car makes me feel, Dit.
What's up everyone, and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max, and today we're taking a look at the Porsche 718 Boxster. So the entry-level Boxster with the 2-liter flat-4 turbocharged engine. We have driven a couple of the 718 models, but they have always been the S models or the GTS models, which have the 2.5-liter flat-4 turbo engine. We haven't driven this one, and this engine actually was engine of the year from 1.8 to 2 liter. In that category, this 2-liter turbocharged flat-4 won. Little side note, in the same engine of the year award, the international engine of the year was the 3.9 liter V8 turbo engine from Ferrari, which I really don't like. So do with that what you want. This is a really good 4-cylinder engine, and well, of course, a lot has been said about the Boxster and Cayman models going from 6 cylinders to 4 cylinders, and the sound has disappeared, the naturally aspirated flat 6. Sure, we miss it, we miss the sound, but this 718 Boxster is so much better in so many different aspects that you really don't miss that 6-cylinder engine. I'm going to say it. I don't know if you agree with me. Let me know in the comments if you agree. But hear me out first, okay? So just let me tell you about this car. Let me show you what it can do, and then hit me up in the comments and tell me what you think. Okay, let's start at the exterior, because I think this is a very handsome car, the 718 Boxster. The Boxster has had a very bad reputation for a long time, you know, being the poor man's Porsche, the midlife crisis mobile. I mean, Alan Harper drove one in 2.5 Men with one of those bras at the front. I mean, it was a really sad car, to be honest, or it had that reputation, but it always drove really, really well. And I think that now with this 718, it looks the part as well, because I think it looks stunning. It has sort of that Boxster Spider look at the rear, because you have that bulge and that little spoiler that goes up. The roof is right behind the seats there. And well, the spec we've got in today, I really like this color. It's called Chalk. It's a very, very light, a bit mattish gray. Really beautiful, especially in combination with those dark elements. So the dark rear lights, the dark bar over there with Porsche written on it, the dark inlay in the rear bumper, the black exhausts, black wheels, black inlay for those air intakes. And we've got the black headlights on this car as well, which I believe is an option. And again, black stuff in the front bumper as well. So yeah, I think this is a very, very handsome car. And believe it or not, I actually fit in this. I mean, open it up first. You wouldn't believe it. Let's take a look at the interior. We've got the sports seats, which are really nice. You sit really low, and they are very supportive without being too narrow. You can actually pull them. I don't know why why is this there? I mean, they could just ditch this, right? I mean, what's the use of that? But okay, anyway. And these are actually part leather, so there's cloth on the center part and leather on here with a beautiful Porsche logo on there as well. And it also has the leather sports steering wheel with the dynamic select button, or I don't know what it's called at Porsche, drive selector. Let's call it a drive selector. And of course, we've got the old style dials. So the center rev counter and the speedometer, both analog with a bunch of digital stuff down there, and the right one is a screen. Alright, so let's start it up. That sounds pretty mean. It sounds a bit... Let's put it in Sport Plus. It sounds even a bit more raspy than the 2.5 liter did. Well, let's take it for a drive. We're in Sport Plus already, so valves in the exhaust are open. That's the exhaust button. Yeah, you can actually hear that quite well. We've got the PASM on this car, so Porsche Active Suspension Management, the dynamic dampers. So it's in sport right now. Let's put it in sport. And it also has a button for the spoiler. I don't know if you can see it from here. Let's check it out. There it goes. Very cool. All right. Gearbox in sport, the lovely PDK gearbox. Always really love driving a car with a PDK because it is probably the best gearbox you can get in a car. And we'll check out whether I'm right, because I haven't actually driven this car. I have driven a few of the 718 model cars, but not this one. Yes, it feels similar to the 2.5 liter. I just think that it's a bit more raw, both in sound and in feel, which I quite like. Oh, that PDK gearbox is so quick. Boy, those shifts, man. And the exhaust actually pops a bit and, you know, gives it a little crackle here and there, which is really nice. And as I said, I really like this engine. I really like the character of it. And it is probably, let me think. Yeah, I think it's probably the only 4-cylinder that makes me feel like this. That really has character, that feels exciting, and that feels really punchy. This car has 300 horsepower and 380 newton meters of torque, so it's nothing, you know, nothing insanely crazy, or it's nothing like that, but it just feels so much more exciting than any other 4-cylinder. Even within this group, you know, the VW group, you have all these brands that use that 2-liter TSI or TFSI engine. I think we've driven like 30 cars or something like that with that engine, the EA888, I think, and they are all the same. Oh, but this feels so much different. This is on another level. I mean, just listen to it. It's not like it's super fast or anything, this car. It's just that it feels so much different. All right, handling wise, well, it handles like you would expect from a Porsche. It handles like you would expect from a mid-engine Porsche. It is delicious. It is. There's just so much balance. There's so much poise. There's so much feel. The car sort of pivots around you, and you really feel like, you know, your butt is the center of this car. The entire car revolves around the feeling you get through your butt, and you know, you act accordingly. But this car is so neutral, and that is also, you know, another thing why I really like this car and why I really like this engine, is that super incredible balance. You know, it has always been there, even when there was a flat 6 behind you, but with this 718, with this 4-cylinder, you know, that engine is much lighter than that 6-cylinder, so that aids the handling, that makes that neutral feel, that balanced feel, that poise feel even better. And this car weighs about 1350 kilos, which is perfect for a car of this size. You know, it's not heavy, and that means that you can, with 300 horsepower, you can really feel like you are moving, and you are. It's a quick car. Let's do quick launch control here. So gearbox in sport or manual. It should be in drive, I think. Okay, sport plus, and that should be it for launch control. Oh man, those Porsche launch controls are so, oh, they are so violent. It's just 6,000 RPM launch control. Oh, oh, that's delicious. I can assure you that driving this car, you will not miss that 6-cylinder. Yes, you will miss the sound, but you won't miss the engine. Oh man, it is so much fun. Another thing why I don't miss the 6-cylinder is that this car is so freaking fast. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the Cayman GTS stuff we've done, but that car almost hit 300 kilometers an hour with a 4-cylinder. This car's top speed is 275 kilometers an hour. We did 285, something like that, on the Autobahn yesterday. Click up here if you haven't seen that video yet. But it's fast. I really like the sound of it. I think it sounds like a proper old school sports car. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just how this car makes me feel. And another incredible thing is that we've driven the Cayman very recently, the GTS, and this car doesn't really feel that much less rigid than a Cayman. Yes, you feel it, of course you feel that you feel that you're missing that roof, but it surprises me how little you actually feel it. Another great thing about this car, its interior and the way you sit here. I mean, as I said, I fit in this car. You wouldn't say it looking at it and looking at me. 1 meters, 95 centimeters. That's about 6'5", 6'6", I think. And I can sit in this car properly. That's because you sit very low. That's because the steering wheel position is great. This center console is quite high with that gear lever up there. I mean, interior wise, it's really well put together. I do have to say, I think, you know, it's getting on with, you know, its age. It's getting there, but it's getting a bit old, or not old, but a bit, you know, familiar, too familiar maybe. So I think, you know, with the new model, it will be a lot more modern. I think that will do a lot for this car. But how it is now, we've got the touchscreen right here, which works really well. It's really responsive. Everything down here, that's the bit I feel is a bit older. But still, it's a very, very, very nice place to be. And It feels really sports car like, again with that high center console. And again, the pedals of the PDK gearbox, they are great, they feel great, the responsiveness of these pedals is insane. And another great detail, and why Porsche is probably the best sports car maker right now. We've talked about the pedals in recent videos about, I think, yeah, it was the Renault Megane RS. The pedals that didn't go down because you had that stupid stalk right here. These pedals actually are longer on the bottom than they are on the top. Or at least I feel like they are, because you can actually hold the steering wheel like this and you can still reach the pedals right there. Which is nice if you're just, you know, driving a bit more in a more relaxed fashion. You can still use those pedals down there, which is great. Okay, so we're back at the starting point, and I'm just going to ask Martijn, who's over there, hello, if he can close the roof for me, so you can check it out and you can see how it works, because it's a very clever construction and it's very quick as well. Can you close the roof?
Sounds good too.
Yeah, sounds really good. Can you close the roof for me?
You have to start it?
No. No. Okay, so there it goes. It's rather quick. That's it. That's really quick actually. And I quite like the look of it with the roof up as well. So you want to...
Also do it while driving.
Oh, okay. Should I walk with you?
Yeah.
Oh, don't you look good? Nice. It's really quick.
It is.
Rev it. It sounds really good. It's really dark. Okay, so that has been my attempt to convince you that we don't miss the 6-cylinder in this car. The 718 is a better car. It is a lot of fun. It is very fast. It looks incredible. It sounds great, and it drives really well too. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can subscribe by clicking the big button right here. You can also check out this POV review of a Cayman GTS, and check out this POV reviews playlist of a lot of different cars. We've made a lot, so check them out if you enjoyed this one. And also check us out on social media, Instagram, Facebook. See you at the next one. Bye.